Hey, I don't know about you guys. Everything's coming back to life, cautiously, but people are getting ready to really jump back into what it was like in the before times. And so that means going back to big blockbuster movies, which I'm excited about. I've gone to the movies like a couple times, kind of low key, but I want like that big opening night theater packed experience like we used to do. And kind of the movie everyone's been waiting for to bring us back. The first like real they tried it with like Tenet. Maybe that was a little too early, but the one that I feel like everyone is just kind of mutually excited about is the upcoming installment in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I wouldn't say like I'm a big like. I'm pretty agnostic about the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm not a completist, but I'll watch them here and there. I watched Fast 5 the other night, which is kind of largely regarded as probably the best in the series. It's debatable.
Is it really? Is that the one where they drag the safe through the city?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That to me is the one where by the end of the movie it jumps the shark. That's the movie where it changes the franchise.
At this point, they just got to give them superpowers and just have them face the Avengers.
Well, they're going into space.
They're going to space next time. So like
they're
driving the cars into space.
Like here's the thing.
Oh my gosh.
It totally lost self-awareness, and I think that's been a good thing because now
it lost self-awareness like it had it before.
Hey, Kristen,
Kristen,
I went to the opening of Chad Michael Snavely, our old producer. He and I went to the opening night of Fast and the Furious 4 because I love number 3, Tokyo Drift. It's my guilty pleasure franchise. 1, 2, 3. We're there opening night 4. I'm telling you, packed theater. People are cheering. People are running up and down the aisles, like hooping and hollering. It was like the craziest experience. It was so fun. And then 5 happened in my mind when they start dragging that safe through the city. And it's like, okay, now what are y'all, superheroes? This isn't racing cars. You know what I mean?
I loved it.
And then, what was it, 7? Where like they're in Dubai and they're in one of the tall skyscrapers in a car inside the building and they jump through the glass into the next skyscraper 100 stories up. I literally, Kristen, and again, I'm the one who loves this guilty pleasure franchise. I walked out. I was just like, that's it. They're flying cars now?
Okay.
I was like, it's a lovely Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go to the pool. I do not need to waste my time. I live one life. I'm out.
I'm going to change your mind about this whole thing because in my mind, I'm like, how self-aware are they? Because if they're kind of in on the joke, that ruins it for me. Like, I have to watch this thinking that these people behind these
think it's awesome.
Multi-billion. They think that they are making like real cinematic masterpieces.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if I know that they're in on this at all, it ruins it totally.
That's
I
true.
don't want to
That's
see it.
That's a
right?
good point.
Like if I know that the people behind this are just like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever, and no one's going to laugh at this. This is going to have no unintentional comedy. There's going to be no comedy at all. This is an intense action movie. That gives me a lot of joy. So. I was very, very pleased to read this new profile on Vin Diesel in Men's Health, where he was asked about his feud with The Rock. A lot of people might have seen this. There was some Instagram drama during the filming of this, where basically The Rock was talking about how terrible Vin Diesel was to work with, and they're just kind of sniping at each other. And I was just loving it. I don't know why. It just brings, for some reason, The Rock and Vin Diesel in an Instagram feud just makes me happy for reasons that are very difficult to explain.
I think Vin Diesel is self-conscious around The Rock because he's like, The Rock is The Rock and he's like the pebble.
Okay.
Like he'll never be the man when he's next to The Rock.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And I think you're right on because they asked him about this feud and how hard he was pushing The Rock. Okay, just for a little context, The Rock plays a character whose name is Hobbs, who is arguably the worst police officer in the history of police. In Fast and Furious 5, he literally, his entire unit is slaughtered. Every person in it is slaughtered. Then he joins up with the bad guys intentionally. Yep. Then he lets the bad guys go, but tells them he's going to keep chasing. He's the worst officer ever. He's a very one-dimensional character. But according to Vin Diesel, the reason that things got so aggressive, because look, The Rock needed help getting into character, and the only way to do that was essentially to bully him on set because, this is a meathead professional wrestler we're talking about. Mind you, by the time he met Vin Diesel, he had been professionally acting for almost as long as Vin Diesel. Here is Vin Diesel's quote about their drama. And this shows not only is there not self-awareness, there's a profound lack of self-awareness, and I am loving it. I love how much shade he is throwing at The Rock. about a Fast and Furious franchise, and I'm not even sure if he knows he's throwing shade here. Let me read you this quote. It was a tough character to embody, the Hobbs character. That's The Rock. My approach at the time was a lot of tough love to assist in getting the performance where it needed to be. As a producer, to say, okay, we're going to take Dwayne Johnson, who's associated with wrestling, and we're going to force this cinematic world audience to regard his character as someone they don't know. Hobbs hits you like a ton of brick. That's something I'm proud of, that aesthetic. It took a lot of work. We had to get there, and sometimes I had to give a lot of tough love. Not Fellini-esque, but I would do anything I would have to do in order to get the performances I'm producing. Basically, he's comparing himself to one of the all-time French filmmakers because he made The Rock almost fistfight him on a movie set. I love it. I love that Vin Diesel thinks he's some great acting coaches because he's just been antagonizing The Rock for like 10 years.
See, it's the opposite for me. I was gonna say it's the opposite for me. I feel like if they were fully self-aware and it was just a big joke and they were like, how far can I troll the world? That's what would make it funny to me. The fact that they're clueless makes me be like, nah, bro.
Oh, this is
it's
sad.
so cringy.
It's cringe. Yeah, it's like,
it's sad. It's sad. Like that Vin Diesel
Jesse's
thinks
humor
that he can use the word cinematic at all. Is
Jesse's
sad.
love language is cringe humor, where it's like he loves Scott's Tots episode of The Office. I can't watch Scott's Tots.
He's enjoying it.
Yeah, the more awkward people feel, Jesse's just loving it. You know, yeah.
It's so great because I'm picturing The Rock somewhere like, oh, they profiled Vin Diesel about the new movie. I wonder what he's going to say. Wait, he's bullying me because I'm a bad actor? He was just trying to piss me off for like 10 years to get a better to get a Fellini-esque performance? What a jerk. He's named
And
after
to think
a
that
gasoline.
anyone is going to like anyone seeing this movie in order to see a good acting performance from The Rock is just so misguided.
You're going for the cars. I mean, like,
Exactly.
You're going for the
and
cars.
the explosions.
You guys, I have never seen one of these movies, and this conversation is making me feel really good about that.
oh no! It just there's a moment where a series maybe jumps the shark. You know, when the little new cousin gets introduced to the cast or the whatever. Stop before that happens, and it's great. It's a great ride. I would go 1 through 4, 1 through 5, and you're good.
Opposite, Christian. The later you jump on,
he's saying
the
start
more-
at 5 and go all the way to 9.
You guys, I feel comfortable and really good about my decision. And my first foray back to the movie theater was In the Heights, and I feel good about that.
There you go. That's okay. That's respectable.
Okay, I will say this. Have you seen the film Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves?
I have seen that.
Okay,
the old one. Yeah.
Where Keanu Reeves plays Johnny Utah. Where Keanu Reeves unironically plays a character named Johnny Utah, a former a football star who goes undercover to bust the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who are robbing banks dressed as presidents. That's literally the plot of the film.
Johnny
by the
Utah.
way,
Yes.
Gary Busey is his partner. Okay, that is the plot of Point Break. All Fast and Furious is Point Break on steroids. They it's the same level of just ridiculousness. Even the characters' names are just, Dominic Toretto. Okay, we get it. He's a tough guy. His name's Dom Toretto. We got it. It's perfect. It is non-self-aware. Just it's like if you gave like a 10-year-old child $400 million and said these Hot Wheels are going to be real things. Tell us what they should do. He's like, well,
Tell us what they should do.
Two guys with muscle should probably fight each other with wrenches first. Done. Write it in the script. Let's figure it out, man.
It'll fly over to this skyscraper.
So you saying Cohen is making Fast and Furious 10 right now outside in the cabin?
outside
With some
outside.
rocks.
Here's a rock. Here's a pebble. Here's some matchboxes. Go.
The plot that he would come up with, I would probably watch that film because it can't be that far removed from what we're about
love
to
it.
see.
I don't think it can
there's
be.
a pivotal scene in this movie. All we know is that Ludacris goes to space. Okay, like even that. If I told a 12-year-old, like, "Hey, what if we send Ludacris to space?" and no, that would never work. White people would not. Like, but it's like literally that's most of the trailers. Ludacris in space.
Do we know how did he like stow away? Do we like?
don't
Is he
know.
an
That's
astronaut?
unclear. I don't even know if they explain it in the movie. I think it just opens up Luda's driving a car through space, and we don't know why.
They don't need to explain.
You just have to accept that Ludacris is in space driving around for some reason.
It's kind of
We
like
don't know.
those Jason
It's
movies.
never established.
Remember they did the Jason movies and they did like Jason in space? Or like Freddy Krueger, like they just did so many sequels
Did you?
where it's like, or Leprechaun in the Hood. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that.
It was basically Mad Libs. It was basically Mad Libs.
That was a good
which
one.
was like, here's a weird character in a weird setting. You know,
Go.
Jason in hell.